Watson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. On first down, it's Watson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Browns drive about to get started. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a man open down the middle of the field and way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there.
And taken down just shy of the 40.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How they get in there and knock another one away? You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw, Watson.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Walked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Running for it, here's Chubb. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
From the 50, it's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
On 2nd and a long way to go. Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Watson now to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Jonathan Abram picks it. There he goes, left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Carlson on for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
The Browns drive about to get started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
That's taken on the 25. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good with their...
He's got it at the 15.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
And this is more of the same right here. These guys have definitely been the aggressors here in the first half. They pushed the envelope in terms of play calls, and that's reflected in the score. And now they're in a position to widen this lead.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Play action. Now it's Carr.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're
you
down.
Don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Max Crosby in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for 3rd and long.
Looking to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing on 2nd down. Watson. Throwing for Chubb. Complete on the out route. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Chubb. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Trayvon Merrick. Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down.
And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And I think the Browns got it. They did. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done.
A gain of 22.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
From midfield, here's Carr.
Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, Carr looking deep for Adams. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams. He has career touchdown number 78, tying him with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. Carr will look to throw. And the Raiders are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Watson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Now Watson.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz.
Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Watson just beating the play clock. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. The 20. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Carlson now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Looking to throw. Watson.
And this is going to fall to the ground. Incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson. And the Raiders have got him. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And here on the road, that could be a huge score for their morale in the second half.
Every team has confidence going into the start of games, but sometimes you get it rocked a little bit, and this certainly applies here for them. But guess what? Just what you said, this touchdown can give them their belief back that they can win in the second half.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
The return from his end zone is Grant. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Browns drive about to get started.
They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
24 yards to gain there. Another first down as well.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Chubb. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Out of the gun, Watson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Now Watson on third and goal. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Browns are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Second and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Now Carr. He's got a man complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Out to his left. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off.
And the Browns are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The Browns drive about to get started. They coming off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball. That cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting them the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor.
And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. After the run, Watson going to throw. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 27 yards there, a first down.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
The first down run with Chubb is going to go nowhere. He's, in fact, going to lose a couple.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On first down, they'll run with Chubb, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33. Here's Watson. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 26 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they return to the ground game, Chubb. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Watson now to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 50, 30, 10, 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Steps away to his left. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2. Watson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
On first down, it's Watson. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
On the return from his end zone is Grant. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Browns take over 1st and 10.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 right at the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking deep for Adams. That's caught at the 25.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. It's a big play there for Vegas.
46 yards.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Carr now on 1st down. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here's Jacobs. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Graham, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And
the return here will go to the 31-yard line. The utter domination
possession here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Carr going to throw here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Throwing now is Carr. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Carlson on for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against, too.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He's got him in, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Rocky Sin. He's at the 40. 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secure. And a lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it back.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1 in one of our early window games here in Week 1 on the Sunday.
Chain a game when the QB chain birth most of chains in the game. No post office, we stamping time. Took the slice out of the big apple, made apple pies. Family size, leather bombers and Nike Sacai's. Dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow